Hi, first grade. Today we're working on lesson 2.9 and it's our last lesson before our review quiz. So today what we're really going to focus on isn't just drawing the pictures, but is writing the equations that match. So let's go ahead and start off with our very top equation. It says, there are 5 birds in a tree. 2 birds fly away. How many are still there? Well, if we started with 5 birds and we took away 2 birds, that would be our equation, 5 minus 2. But we also need to learn how to write our equations going up and down. 5 minus 2. Not that tricky. Then we draw a picture to solve. So I start by drawing 5 and I take away 2. How many were left? 3. If you were going to do this up and down, you would draw 5 and take away 2. And then you would get that your answer is 3. Do you see how I did that? I'm going to have you try the next one by yourself after I write the equation for you. It says, Steve has 6 crayons, but he gives 4 to Matt. So how many does he have left? Well, he starts with 6 crayons and he gives away 4. Got it? Same over here. He starts with 6 and gives away 4. I'd like you to go ahead and solve both of these problems the same way that I solved them up here by drawing a picture to represent your problem and match. Pause now and solve that. Okay, so you should have solved this on your own. Double check that it's correct. You should have drawn 6 and taken away 4. How many were left? 2. Same with over here. You draw 6 and take away 4. How many were left? 2. Thumbs up if you got that right. If you didn't, go ahead and take a second to fix it and then go to the next page. Now this next page is tricky because they didn't give us any words for these problems, but they did give us picture representations. So remember, in subtraction, you're going to start with the group and then what you're taking away, and then this would be what's left over. So looking at this pepper problem, I see that I start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 peppers. So 8 is going to be my first number. It looks like they took away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peppers. How many did that leave me left over? 2. Right there, I was able to write my equation just by looking at the picture that they gave us. Let's try it again. Here I have a group of birds. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birds. But I'm taking away this group that's flying away, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I took away 4. How many birds were left over? 1, 2, 3. See how I did that? Go ahead and try number 1 by yourself. Pause now. Okay, so you should have started by counting up the whole group, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ladybugs. But this group is flying away. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 10 minus 4? Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ladybugs left over. 2 thumbs up if you got that right. If you didn't, fix it. And then try number 2 by yourself. Pause now. Okay, so you should have solved number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tomatoes. And it shows me that we're taking away the 1, 2 yellow ones. So how many are left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red tomatoes. 2 thumbs up if you got that right. If you didn't, fix it and then try number 3 by yourself. Okay, so you should have tried number 3 by yourself. I started with 1, 2, 3, 4 heads of lettuce. I took away these 2 green heads, which left me with how many purple heads? 2. So I start with 4, took away 2, 2 were left over. 2 thumbs up if you got it right. If you didn't, fix it. Try problem number 4 by yourself. Pause now. So I see this group of bunnies. I start with 1, 2, 3 bunnies. And it looks like these 2 hop away. How many do I have left over? 1 bunny. I hope you got this right. What's going to happen is I'm going to give you time to go ahead and solve all of these problems by yourself. If you'd like to draw a picture to solve, you've got a little bit of room here at the top, or you're of course okay to use another piece of paper. If you'd rather make yourself a number line at the top of your page and solve that way, you could also do that. I'm going to show you how to solve these both ways, but first, let's give you an example. So for problem number 5, it says 2 minus 1. So there's 2 ways that I could solve this. I could either start by drawing my 2 and then taking away 1 and seeing that there's 1 left over, or I could have used my number line. I start at 2, I take away 1. Take away means that I'm getting smaller, so we're going towards the left. So I start at 2. If I take away 1, 1. What did I land on? 1. Very cool. I'm going to do one more example. Here I've got 3, so I draw 3, and it says that I take away 3. 1, 2, 3. How many were left? 0. I could also solve this on my number line. Start at 3. I'm taking away 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you don't count the number that you start on. You go 1, 2, 3, and that's your answer, the number you land on. So I'm going to give you a minute. Go ahead and pause now, and you're going to solve all of these problems. Go ahead. Okay, so you should have solved all the problems that are on this top of this page. 5, take away 4. I'm going to start at 5, and I'm going to count back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I land on? 1. 7 minus 3. I start at 7 and I count back 3. 1, 2, 3. What did I land on? 4. This one's 6 minus 2. So I start at 6 and I count back. 1, 2. Hey, my answer's also 4. This one's 10 minus 7. I didn't even make my number line go that high, so I've got to draw a number 10. I'm going to start at 10 and count back 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What did I land on? 3. Go ahead and look at your answers that you have for the top row. If you got most of these wrong, I want you to go ahead and pause again and fix any of those problems and then double check the rest of the 2 rows. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, let's keep going. Here I've got 9 minus 9. So I start at 9 and I count back 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What did I land on? 0. You should know this from our lesson about taking away all or none. So here I had 9, and if I take away all of them, which would be 9, that's only going to leave me with 0. 8 minus 2. I start at 8 and I count back 2. 1, 2. That gives me 6. Now again, I said if you wanted to draw for these problems, that's totally fine. But if you wanted to use a number line, I'm showing you how, because we're pretty good at the drawing portion, but using a number line is still kind of iffy. Here I've got 7 minus 4, so I start at 7 and I count back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I land on? 3. This one is 6 minus 3, so I start at 6 and I count back. 1, 2, 3. What did I land on? 3. This one is 8 minus 0. If I start at 8 and I take away nothing, I'm still going to have 8. And the last one in this row is 9 minus 4. So I start at 9 and I take away 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves me with 5. Again, if you missed a lot of the problems in this row, what I want you to do is go ahead and fix this row, But then for the last row, definitely draw a picture if you're struggling with the number line. Go ahead and pause and do that now. Okay, the last row of problems, 8 take away 7. So I start at 8 and I count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves me with 1 left over. 7 take away 5. I start at 7 and I count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves me with 2. 8 minus 6. I start at 8 and I count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. 10 minus 1. I start at 10 and I count back. 1. That one's pretty easy. 6 minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves me with 1. And our last problem is 9 minus 7. Start at 9 and I take away 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 2 left over. If you had a really hard time with this part of our lesson, what I'm going to need to have you do is go ahead and have your parents write down some subtraction problems for you just like these. It could even be these same problems on a separate sheet of paper. Then I'm going to need you to draw to solve all of those problems. That's great practice. Let's do the bottom. The bottom is just like the problems that we were doing in the beginning of this lesson. So I start by counting up how many I see. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cherries total. But I'm taking away all my yellow ones, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many cherries are left over? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can explain how this picture shows subtraction by saying we had a group of cherries and we took away the yellow. The red are what's left over. Flip to the back. On the back, I'm going to have you write the equation that you want and draw a picture to match. You can pick any equation you want, as long as this first number is bigger than this middle number. So I'm going to just give you an example. You can either copy my example or make your own. If I have 10 minus 4, then I would have to draw a picture to solve. I draw my 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd take away my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count up how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be my answer. I'd like you to try to do your own. Come up with your own subtraction problem. Now at the bottom, it says, there are 10 ducks at a pond. All the ducks fly away. How many are still at the pond? Go ahead and take a moment to circle the important information in this problem. Pause now. Okay, so you should have circled that there are 10 ducks and that all the ducks fly away. So I know that I started with 10 ducks. If all of them fly away, that would be all 10 of them. What is 10 take away 10? Well, if I draw 10 and I take away 10, how many are left? 0. Then I want you to solve the problem at the bottom by yourself. Draw a picture to solve if you need to. You would draw 7 and take away 3. How many would be left over? 4. All right, if you struggled with today's lesson, like I said, I want you to go back and practice because tomorrow is going to be our review test. Have a good day.